Om Namaste Sri Ramdev Maharaj. Om Namo Narayanaya. For a long time I have been expecting to receive you here. Though you have not yet visited this place, you ever dwell in our heart. I know you are very busy there, but please extend your jurisdiction to Rishikesh also. This is your real home. This is your spiritual home. Your few minutes contemplation on the Ganges bank, satsang, kirtan and bhajan will recharge your inner battery and fill you with abundant energy for more work in Hyderabad and Bangalore. Inward contemplation and dynamic external activity should go hand in hand. You will enjoy both bhukti and mukti, happiness and success here, and liberation from birth and death also. So please come. I will serve you nicely, simple food with a lot of love.
देव देव शिवानंद दीन बंधु पाहि मां 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 चंद्रवदन.
This century has seen many great, widely known saints from India. At one time there were 4 great holy sages, almost expounding the various approaches in the spiritual practice. All the way down south, there was Swami Ramdas. You might see his picture, the second one, Swami Ramdas. He was all devotion, bhakti yoga, all bhakti, total surrendering. He demonstrated in his life what surrender is. Then a little further north, the sage of Tiruvannamalai, Ramana, he demonstrated the Vedantic part, the Jnana Yoga. He spoke very little, but whenever he said anything, he said it directly, no roundabout way. He would always emphasize the knowledge of one's own true self. He would always ask people to question oneself. Who am I? Who am I? If anybody goes to ask him some question, he will say, who is that asking that question? If the person says, it's me, who is me? Find out that. So, he will put another question to the questioner and make him think. That was a direct approach, vihanga marga, the scriptures. That means like a bird flying straight to the fruit and catching it. And the east coast, again the southern area, another great saint, Aurobindo, Saint Aurobindo, He's also there next. All one after the other. Good. He was more or less a Raja Yogi. Very scientific approach. Divinizing everything. Aurobindo Ashram is still there. And all the way in the north. Though he is again a product of the south, Swami Shivananda. All the four of them lived at the more or less the same time. And almost they should have had some sort of communication among themselves. And they all said goodbye one after the other within the same period. So the other three were more or less emphasizing the three areas, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga and Jnana Yoga. But only in Shivanandaji you could have seen all together. A combination of everything. That's why it's called integral yoga. It integrated various approaches. One cannot be always bhakti, cannot be always jnani, or always meditating. We have our various aspects in life. So, if you are just a Raja Yogi, a meditator, after the meditation, what would you be doing? Who are you? What are you then? If you are a Bhakti Yogi, only when you do some offering, puja, worship, then when you go to the office, you are just an ordinary Tom. So he said, why not we inject this inspiration into every minute of our life? Whatever you do, wherever you are. So it's called integral yoga is in English, integral. Sanskrit word for it would be Purna Yoga, Sampurna Yoga. Complete in itself. So you cannot be somebody other than a yogi at any given time. Whatever you do it as a yoga. That is the greatness of Swami Shivanandaji. Of course, a little before the followers of sage Ramakrishna, they were mostly into karma yoga. Service, schools, hospitals, like that. But here in Swami Shivanandaji, you have a complete combination of a beautiful balance of everything. And that is the reason why he was able to attract people from all over the globe. In fact, he never went out of India except for 3 days to Ceylon, now known as Sri Lanka. During 1950, he had a sort of an India tour. And 3 days has been included for Ceylon, so it became India Ceylon tour for almost 2 months. Other than that, he never went out anywhere after he became a renunciate. But people from all over the world came to him. Sitting in one place, attracting that many thousands. Only he could do. That's because his teachings are very simple. There is no Birds of learned length and thundering sound. Any child can understand his language. His books are that simple, almost talking to you directly. Sometimes the people who edit his words would even say, Swamiji, the whole thing has been said in the previous chapter. Don't worry, say it again. Again and again. There's nothing else new. We have to have a big book. Add on everything. So there will be a lot of repetitions. We would say, well, you read 10 times, somewhere at one time it will really go into your brain. Other times you may miss it. So, do it. And he will write books on all subjects. Everything in the world. There are more than 350 books he wrote. Average writer. And simple language. That's why his books were read by everybody in a way. And not only that, he will force them to read somehow. How? Send books. Our postage expenses itself would have gone quite high by mailing books. I went there, I was in Ceylon at that time, and there, Swamiji, you sent a lot of books to the Prime Minister of Ceylon. He is a Sinhalese man, and he is a Buddhist. Whenever he sees the books, you want, okay, put it there. He never, not even read one book. So, somebody would have read it, is it not? You would quote, somebody would have read it. Very true. Knowing fully well that somebody is not reading his books, he will still send it. Why? Because books, nobody is going to throw it out. If he doesn't read, somebody else will read. Promoting, propagating. Millions of small leaflets on various subjects he would print. In a way, every day he comes to the office. He will come there, sit for a little while and then go back. As long as he was really healthy, the body was allowing him to do. And as soon as he comes, what is today's cake? Not the eating cake. He would expect something from the printing press to be sitting there on the table. Hot cake, he will say. It can be just small leaflets or heavy big books. Immediately he will, Oji, come on, take this. Even the people who live there will get books. Not like us, stingy people. But of course, there is another secret also. Mostly all the books were printed out of the donation. Contributed by somebody. And they would immediately say, he will ask them to write up about their little biography. And he will put their picture with him and the biography, first 2-3 pages, donated by so-and-so, inspiring people to print more books. Many people printed books just for their publicity. So that he can have a picture with him and the front few pages will be with his picture and the family picture. But it doesn't matter. That's what they want. And give it to them. But the others can read the rest. Leaflets. Every time we go out, he would ask us to carry hundreds and thousands of literatures. Go, give it. Whomsoever you see, just give it. When you are going in the train, give it to the passengers. Somebody still there's plenty. It doesn't matter. Leave it in the compartment and go. Somebody, when he gets in, he will take it and read it. Sometimes standing train, we will go and drop leaflets into the compartments and go. Very often we used to sometimes even joke with Swamiji. Swamiji, what is this? You are printing all this. It's all, we spend so much money. Look what happened to our leaflets. The fellow who was selling some, the Bombay mixer-like thing, he uses this for wrapping. They use those for wrapping paper. Shh, don't worry. The other day somebody came here, and you know what he told me? I got some mixer, I was eating it, I finished it, then casually I just opened it. It was a spiritual instruction. He read it, and he came here now. You see? Even for wrapping paper, he will print everything and send it. Who knows, one day when he reads something, after eating, he will read something. That was his way of making people aware of the spiritual truths. Promotion. Nobody has promoted things like this. And one unique thing is, apart from the Bhakti, Yoga, Vedanta, he is, in a way, the main person to even put so much of emphasis to Hatha Yoga. Many Western countries learnt Hatha Yoga because of him, the pioneer. And with all that, you can call him a good comedian also. Always jovial, always jovial. It's impossible to fathom him, who he is. One day somebody gave him a nice shawl, and then he was wearing it, and then one of the ashramites was not having anything. He just Oji, come on, take this, use it. He gave it away, fine. But then after a month or so, the person who sent the shawl was visiting the ashram. He said, oh no. He would be happy if he sees me wearing the shawl. Now I gave it away to him. I don't know how to go and ask him back. He was telling me, could you go and just tell me? Just borrow it from him until that guy comes and goes away. I'll just wear him. See how conscious he is about all this. Many of the things, when people come, you will wear that, so that they will be happy. Gurudev is wearing what I gave. That's all he wanted. With the spiritual seekers, in the beginning he used to more or less force them. He will even go to the door, wake them up and go to meditation. Then he said, no, it's too much. What's the point of forcing them, go there and sit and sleep? If 1 or 2 sincere people meditating, if 10 people sit there and sleep, then the other 2 also will feel sleepy. So he slowly stopped that. But at the same time, when somebody becomes a little, in the beginning, every seeker will be very severe in his practices. That we call it Aramba Sorattanam. That is the inspiration of the beginner. Like many of you, when you first came, house, you won't miss even one single day, you won't touch anything, no coffee, no money, no this, nothing. Regular meditation, slowly. But at the same time, he would make sure that nobody exceeds the limit. Personally, I know one day I used to go in the morning, early morning meditation onto the Ganges beach, or sometimes very late in the evening when everybody goes away, I'll sit at the Ganges bank, sit for long meditation. One day I heard him literally shouting at me. I didn't even see him, he just came behind me. "Oh, Ji, what are you doing?" He always calls, "Oh, Ji." That means, oh, Ji, Ji, Ji means that is a sort of reverential term, like Pitaji, Mataji. Simply instead of saying, "Hey, come here," "Hello, mister," "Hey, mister," like that. Oh, Ji. The Ji is a reverential, at the same time affectionate term also, like Mataji, Swami Ji, that Ji, Gandhi Ji, Nehru Ji. So he said, "Oh, Ji, what is this nonsense?" I get him. Just meditate. "Oh, I see. You see the temperature now? It's a little chilly. What do you want to have? Meditation or lumbago?" Yeah. "Look at me. I have a problem. I acquired lumbago because I used to go stand in the water, Ganges water, up to waist deep, and meditate." We don't need to do that all. That's all okay in the books in those days they wrote. They must have done it long before. Our bodies and bones are not strong enough for these days. So don't go to extremes. He won't hesitate to say, "I had the problem," like that. No, you don't have to do that. Wherever he is, he'll be literally watching people. Particularly when you are a little sincere, you get help. Directly or indirectly. He's always eager to inspire people. Prahaladan was talking about the musicians, singers, dancers, whoever comes, he admires them, inspires them. There was a story about one of the young boy. I think it must be, it was even enacted, I think, of school children one time. A young boy came and he was playing the temple pipe, saying, "I'm the son of so-and-so, a well-known player." He was a really well-known man, and this boy was his son. So he came and he was playing. "Oh, look at that. As the father, so the son." We have to close our ears. And he was simply appreciating. "Oh, wonderful, play one more, play one more." Okay, some music books, come on, bring all the music books. Give him some milk, give him some fruits, all kinds of gifts to him. Give him a title. Sangeeta Jyoti, the light of music. Sangeeta Jyoti title. But we never knew what's happening behind all this. When he came the following year, he was an expert. This inspiration really made him to go deep into that. When he came the following year, he was a real musician. He will never put down anybody. He will always find a little, inspire them. He will have special address lists, Prime Minister's address list, one file. Presidents, another, politicians, another file, doctors, another file. And certain books will go to certain people. Where they have seen him or not, simply he will send. There was a peculiar list, miser's list. A file of names, miser's list. They will also get books. We used to say, this fellow never even sent $10. You are sending him hundreds and hundreds of rupees worth of. Doesn't matter. Somebody is giving me, somebody is getting it. Doesn't matter. Who knows? One day he will get tired of being miser. He'll get tired of receiving books again and again. So all of a sudden his mind will change and he may do something. It doesn't matter. We don't expect that. We just send. Sometimes people come to the ashram. They say, "Oh Maharaj, I'm very, very, very eager to learn more."